Hello student, welcome in our 10th lecture. In the previous lecture we discussed the nucleophile, electrophile and short-lived intermediates which are formed during the reaction. This part we have seen in the previous lecture. So now in the today's lecture we will going to discuss the aromaticity and the Huckel's rule. We start our lecture. These are the learning objectives of the today's lecture. So after completing this lecture, we must know the concept of aromaticity, anti-aromatic compounds and non-aromatic compounds. Then the statement of Huckel's rule and different examples. So these are the learning objectives. Now we will start the first, that is aromaticity. Organic compound, it is having two types, aliphatic and aromatic. So the term of aromatic, it is used for those organic compound which bears a typical fragrance, that is aroma, like a benzene. The term aromaticity was used to describe all the compound having properties similar to the benzene. Aromatic compound shows the property very much different from their aliphatic and acyclic compound. Acyclic compound means what? They are not connected to each other. Carbons are not connected to each other. Aliphatic means the four conditions of aromaticity. If anyone is absent, then that compounds are called aliphatic compounds or non-aromatic compounds. Okay. So we see that part in the next slide also. Then the example, benzene undergoes substitution reaction very easily rather than the addition reaction. Addition reaction mostly shown by the aliphatic compounds. Okay, so in the application part, application of inductive effect, resonance effect, this part we have already discussed. Then what is the concept of aromatic, anti-aromatic and non-aromatic? These are the four conditions. If the compound is said to be aromatic, it must shows these four conditions. The first one is it is a cyclic. Cyclic means what? All carbon atoms are connected and they form a ring. That is called, it is a cyclic. Conjugated. Conjugated means alternate double bonds are present. That system, it is nothing but the conjugated system. And it contains 4n plus 2 pi electron. This n, it is nothing but the number of rings. It is always integer 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and flat, that means it is a planar. So all the conditions are satisfied by this benzene. Hence we called it as benzene is a aromatic. Okay, then anti-aromatic means it having a cyclic structure. Then it is conjugated and it contains 4n pi electrons. Here this is a cyclic structure. It is conjugated means alternate double bonds are present and it contains 4n pi electron. One pi bond consists of a 2 electron. So 2 plus 2, that is 4 pi electrons are present and it is a planar structure. That's why we called it as it is a anti-aromatic compound. Okay. The next is non-aromatic. Out of these four conditions, this aromatic and anti-aromatic, this four condition, out of this four condition, any one condition get fails, then that compounds are called non-aromatic compounds. Okay, so this is the aromatic, anti-aromatic and non-aromatic concept. Then we discuss the Huckel's rule for the aromaticity. The scientist Huckel studied the monocyclic system, that is CnHn, containing n pi electrons. This rule states that the aromatic compound must contain 4n plus 2 pi electron. This n, it is nothing but the number of ring. It may be 0, 1, 2, etc. Okay. The cyclic, planar and conjugated compounds that contain 4n electrons are especially unstable and are said to be anti-aromatic. In the previous slide we discussed this part. The compound which are cyclic, conjugated and containing 4n pi electrons, that system it is said to be anti-aromatic. Okay, then the examples are benzene is aromatic, cyclobutadiene is anti-aromatic. So why benzene is aromatic and cyclobutadiene is anti-aromatic? Then here this is the structure of benzene. It contains 3 double bonds. One double bond consists of a 2 pi electrons. So this 2 plus 2 that is 6. So total number of pi electrons in a benzene is 6 and it satisfies the Huckel's rule, that is 4n plus 2 pi electron condition. N is 1 because only one ring is there, so 4 into 1 plus 2 that is 6 pi electron. That's why we say that the benzene is aromatic. Okay. Then cyclobutadiene. Cyclobutadiene, it is anti-aromatic. The condition for anti-aromaticity is cyclic, planar. It contains 4n pi electrons. So here this is a cyclic system connected to each other. Carbon are connected to each other. That's why it is a cyclic. Conjugated means alternate double bonds are present and it contains 4n electrons. That means 2 plus 2 that is 4. 4 pi electrons are present. Hence we say that cyclobutadiene is anti-aromatic. Okay, it is clear. Then we see the another example, aromaticity. Huckel's rule defines the classification of aromatic and non-aromatic molecules. The criteria of these aromatic molecules are, here different examples are given and they shows the aromaticity. All the atoms are sp2 hybridized. The compound which is aromatic, it shows all carbon atoms are sp2 hybridized, planar and cyclic arrangement, right? So here the first example is given. It is a 2-butadiene. In this case, the conjugation is there. Alternate double bonds are present. All carbon atoms are sp2 hybridized, right? But this system, it is not a cyclic. That's why we say that it is a non-aromatic. Because in the previous slide, we discussed what is non-aromatic compound. Out of the 4 conditions, if any one condition fails, that compounds are non-aromatic. So here the cyclic condition is not present. That's why we say that this compound is non-aromatic. Okay. This is the second example. In this case, all atoms are sp2. Only this carbon atom, it is sp3 hybridized. There is non-sp2 atom. This one is, it is a non-sp2 atom. It is sp3 hybridized. That's why it is non-aromatic. Okay. And last, benzene. All atoms are sp2 hybridized. Then it is a cyclic, conjugated. Hence, it is a aromatic in nature. Okay. Then the next slide contains Huckel's rule. Different examples of this Huckel's rule. Here, the aromatic compound must contain, what is this rule? The aromatic compound must contain 4n plus 2 pi electrons. This n, it is the integer number, or we say that the number of rings. So, benzene, we already discussed in the previous slide, it having 6 pi electrons, one ring, that's why total 6 electrons are present. It obeys the Huckel's rule, that's why benzene is aromatic. Okay. Then we see the other aromatic system. Here the pyridine is there. In that 2 plus 2 plus 2 that is 6 electrons, one ring. So it is a aromatic. 6 electrons are there. Pyrimidine, it also having 6 electrons, one ring and total 6 electrons. Here it is also aromatic. Pyrrole, it is aromatic. 2 plus 2 and this 2 electron that is 6. Here also thiophene, it is aromatic. 2 plus 2 and this 2 lone pair, total 6 electron. Here also furan, it is aromatic. All these compounds contain 6 pi electron and they obeys the Huckel's rule, hence they are aromatic. Okay. Then the next example, quinoline, naphthalene and indole. It contains 2 rings. right? So n into 2, 4 into 2 plus 2, that is 10. So all these three compounds having 10 pi electrons, and it also obey the Huckel's rule. That's why they are also aromatic. Okay. Then we see the non-aromatic compounds. Examples: monocyclic and heterocyclic compounds are non-planar and do not obey the Huckel's rule. Hence they are non-aromatic. So here this is the tetrahydrofuran, this is pyrrolidine, tetrahydrothiophene and piperidine. Here there is no conjugation, means conjugation condition it is failed in this compound. That's why they are non-aromatic. Okay. So only you have to remember what is aromatic compounds, anti-aromatic and non-aromatic. And the compound which shows the aromaticity, those compound contain 4n plus 2 pi electron, they obey the Huckel's rule. Okay. And 4 condition: cyclic, planar, conjugated and containing 4n plus 2 pi electron, that compounds are aromatic, while cyclic, planar, conjugated and containing 4n electron, they are anti-aromatic. And out of this condition, if any one condition get fails, then that compounds are called non-aromatic. Okay, this is about the aromatic, anti-aromatic and non-aromatic compounds. So with this slide we complete our first unit, that is fundamentals of organic chemistry. Okay, after completion of this unit we start our next unit in the next lecture. Okay, thank you.